Welcome back to Outlanders. In the last episode, we played through the very first mission, which is the Shipwrecked mission, which taught us how to use sawmills. This game does a very interesting sort of like step-by-step, one idea at a time campaign to sort of ease you into the sandbox before they cut you loose on the full-on experience. I think you can jump into the full-on experience whenever you want to, but I've actually really been enjoying this step-by-step directed version of the game where at each stage you're not told exactly what to do, but you're given a short-term goal that you can reach using the new concepts that they're trying to teach you. So Shipwrecked took us about 26 minutes. Let's get into Red Ripe Birthday and see if we can get it done in the time we have. I've got a little over an hour before my next meeting. This is a lunch break stream, so we'll see if whatever the objectives of this are, if they can be accomplished in the time that I've got. So Gerald, a nice fellow talented singer, all-around free spirit. He sees his followers as friends, as opposed to his brother, who he says is a buzzkill. So my mission is to have 3 farms and 50 tomatoes in stock. And I need to have at least 20 followers and 90% happiness. Okay, so 20 followers, I think that means that I need to make enough housing space for people to comfortably, hang out. So 3 farms, 50 tomatoes, 20 followers, 90% happiness. And now we have a farm, which lets people work in nearby fields, and I can also plant a tomato field, which gives me 3 tomatoes. Okay, so let's pause and have a look. I have started to get used to the controls. They're a little bit different from what I'm accustomed to, so it's interesting. But okay, so we've got Gerald's house. He's the leader. We've also got 3 modest houses with 4 people in each, which means we've got 12 people, I believe. Again, I'm not dead certain what these numbers mean, and I wish I could click on them to find out. I think I've got housing space for 12 people. I've got 4 somethings and 8 something elses. I've got 7 unemployed followers. Is this 8 families? 8 couples? It can't be 8. Can it be 8 couples? I've got no one unhoused, so no, it can't be 8 couples. Is it 8 adults? Oh, children and adults. We have 12 people living in houses. There are 4 children and 8 adults, so I've got 8 workers. So I've got 1 worker who's working the builder's house. Everyone else is unemployed. That's the 7. Got it. Okay, I think I know what that means. Okay, so what are we going to need? So I think we have no food production whatsoever. So that's going to be my first emergency. And where is a good place for me to build farm? I'm assuming that farms want big open spaces. So let's say that this is going to be my farmland. So let's start real quick. But let's look at what our options are. So we've got tomato fields. We've got a farm, which costs 3 wood. So I could just build 3 farms right this second, but that might take time. So instead of doing that, I'm going to build a forager's hut. I'm going to build 2 forager's huts just to get us started feeding this number of people. So I'll build 1 here and 1 deep in these woods. I guess right there. And I'm going to build some roads to them so they're easier to get to. Wait, I did that wrong. There we go. And similarly, I'm going to build that road like that. All right, so we're going to build a couple foragers' hut to get us started, because what I'm imagining is tomatoes probably take time to grow. And if tomatoes take time to grow, let's just make everyone a builder right now. If tomatoes take time to grow, then I'm going to need another shorter-term food supply to keep my food stocked while that's going on. Another thing I'm going to need is lumber. So because we've got 5 wood now from people already carrying wood out to start building these things. So I need to get more wood. A lumberjack's cabin actually costs wood. So let's start with a little lumberjack's base here, or whatever this thing is called. Can I get it close to all of these trees? It looks like maybe I can't. Well, let's get it as close as we can. So, right there. We've got a lumberjack's base. So that will start replenishing our wood, and then we'll immediately use the wood that this base gives us the thing that's nice about the base is I think you can just build it straight away. You don't need to have any supplies at all. So we'll build that, and then we'll build a proper lumberjack once we get that going. So let's speed up time. So we're getting close to building the foragers. There we go. Okay, so we've got a forager there. Get another forager here. Let's up the number of foragers. Let's just make sure we're covering our food needs. We don't need to have as many builders now. And the lumberjack. Yeah, so then we got a lumberjack. Actually, because we don't have anything to build yet, let's just make everybody be a lumberjack. We've already got some starving people, but hopefully we'll start picking mushrooms and getting ahead of that. Okay, so we've got a lumberjack who's getting wood and dragging it to the stockpile. Now, is this the actual lumberjack who's moving this wood? It feels like having the lumberjack keep lumberjacking and having somebody else move the wood would be ideal, but I don't know if that's an option that they give us. So Setya asks, do you know how to get more people in your village? Yes, I believe, if I understand it correctly, the way you get more people in your village is you build enough housing space for them to be comfortable, and then they choose to have babies. So I'm going to, now that I've got a little bit more wood piled up, I'm going to build a lumberjack's cabin out here. So that we've got these lumberjacks here who'll cut down these trees, and then we'll cut down these trees over here, and that'll give us some nice open space where we can start building some farms. Though actually, there's some open space here too. It might make sense to do that too. But anyway, I want to make sure that we spend our wood on the lumberjack's cabin so we can keep the wood flowing. It does look like, yeah, we've got 2 logs in there. We got more logs here. So yeah, I think that we should probably do the thing that Setya was worried about, which is buy more houses. Ooh, a nice house can hold more people, but it requires planks, which we don't have. So we will probably get planks eventually, but for right now, let's do this. I've got 1 unemployed person, so we'll make them a builder for now. This thing is about to be, yeah, I think this thing is now, we've got a little bit of work for the lumberjacks to do, carrying this stuff, but yeah, so this thing is now recycled. Let's get rid of it. And, but now we've got lumberjack, yeah, we're almost ready for lumberjacks to work here. Tendalincy says, do you have any idea why games like this have 3, stop, normal, and fast, or more settings for velocity? It seems like most players never play at normal. I mean, yeah, so playing it, yes, I do think that basically you want to have normal so that you can watch your people looking like normal people. I think normal speed is mostly for the aesthetic experience, or for if you want to be sort of like, you like sort of the background movement of having characters moving around, but you want to have a speed you can operate at when you're like, I'm not feeling desperately urgent to like, oh, I have to make all my decisions quickly. Like, I've got enough time when things are moving slowly to make a bunch of decisions, and plan things while still seeing some sort of pleasing movement for my characters in the background. But yeah, like if you're trying to play efficiently, playing at top velocity, letting people get through the consequences of your decisions, and then letting you make more decisions is really valuable. So, okay, so now my builder is going to be working on building this house, and hopefully that's going to give me enough space to get more characters coming in. So Setya asks, what is the goal of the game? Can you attack another village? I don't think so. This game definitely, I mean, I have only seen the beginnings of the game, but it is definitely giving me the vibe of a peaceful game that is more about, keeping your people alive while they pleasantly go about their business, rather than being a game that's about conflict. That's the vibe I get anyway. So it looks like we're just kind of barely staying on top of our food needs. Oh, a baby was born and a follower doesn't have a home, so we're making this house just in time. So it looks like our followers are actually able to... So unlike Timberborn, where once you fill up all your housing space, your beavers stop having babies, at least when you're playing as the Folktales, I get the impression that in this game, that might not be the case. That they might actually sort of breed out of control if you let them, and you might have to just sort of keep up with what's going on. So let's build a sawmill. Wait, that might be where I want to farm. Maybe, it's fine. I'm gonna build a sawmill right here, so that we can start making planks, make a nicer house, because we want people to... Oh gosh, we are running out of food. Okay, we do have enough workers. We're gonna have to get on the whole food situation real soon. So I think we probably don't need as many lumberjacks now, because we're kind of ahead on wood. So we'll make some planks, because I want to build a nice house as my next house, just to make sure that my people are happy. Oh, come on, it's almost done. It's at 97%, you jerks. Come on. Okay, but once that's done, the very next thing I want to do is we need to get on this food situation. So we're going to build a farm right out here. And I guess, so I'm imagining the space defined around the farm is where you can place your fields. So I'm going to... Well, for right now, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let's build the farm. So we've got the sawmill. We've got somebody working at the sawmill making planks. Once we have 6 planks, we can pause this. I think it was 6 planks we can use to build a nice house. Yep, 6 planks. So once we have 6 planks, we'll pause this, let people work on more important things. Oh, another thing that I should probably have is a larger... Not this. Is a larger stockpile. Because we got this small stockpile over here. We could probably afford to have a bigger one. Let's prioritize that above the farm real quick. Oh, the farm! Ooh, the farm needs to have planks as well. I didn't realize that. Okay, yes, we needed a sawmill before we could build a farm. The gatherers' huts were all we could build. I hadn't investigated that before, so that's really important. Setya asks if I know the game Foundation. That sounds really familiar. Have I played that? I might... Somebody in the chat might know if I've played that game before. I'm genuinely not sure. That sounds really familiar, though. Oh, we got an unemployed follower. Cool, cool, cool. Let's make them a builder for now until we've actually got a farm for them to work at. And let's also place some fields. So I don't know how many fields is like a good number of fields for a farm. Let's go with that. And just see if that's decent. Okay, we've got our 6 planks. That's good. So let's go for another 6 planks to build a nice house. Or no, wait, we need 3 farms. Screw nice houses. Let's build another modest house. We can do nice houses later. Our planks need to go to farms. Okay, so it looks like we've got some trees back that I wasn't anticipating. Let's build another lumberjack base, just so we can kill these trees and use that space for more farms. Okay, looks like we've got a farm, but nobody to work at it. But let's wait until it's got fields. And then we'll probably pull somebody... Okay, good. We've been collecting more food. Awesome. Probably because I incited more people to work on the... at the gatherers. Though, okay, these foragers are starting to run out of stuff. So let's take somebody off this. In fact, let's take 2 people off this so they can come work at the farm. And I think we should probably, in the meantime, because I don't know how long it's going to take the farm to become productive, let's build a new forager's hut out there. see how that works. So we're going to have 2 people working on this farm. And so, yeah, I don't know how long to expect tomatoes to take. I think I saw a tooltip or something that said they take a week, which sounds like a lot, actually. So that probably means I should put as many fields down as I possibly can, because we're going to be waiting a while for this food. So we should make sure that we get as much of it when we get it as possible. Yeah, so our food levels are suddenly dropping. So let's quickly get this thing done. Okay, so Coalition has found no evidence of me playing Foundation on my stream. So yeah, that may be a game I have not played. Okay, so come on, builders. What are we missing? Just some time. Just some sweat. Put in the sweat. There we go. Okay, so now this one. So let's just recycle this one. This is the real one now, and we should get more people into it. So we get almost enough planks. We still got some trees there. Okay, so we've got almost enough planks. To build all of the farms we need. Yes, we've got enough now. So I'm going to remove workers from the sawmill. No workers at the sawmill, which means that we get 1 more worker at this foraging place. So hopefully that means we're going to be back in business as far as food production goes. We do have 20 people, so we've met one of our qualifications, and they're 100% happy, so that's good. Now we just need to make more farms. So it looks like, yeah, the tomatoes are starting to grow. Let's chop down these trees over here so we can make more room for another farm. Though I guess nothing is stopping me from, like, starting to place a farm, like, right here. Or right here. It won't necessarily be the most productive location, but that's probably okay. Once this goes away, it'll have more space. So we just got 1 more tree to chop down with this lumberjack. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of surprising me that the name Foundation sounds really familiar, Setia, and so I'm not sure. It could easily be that I have played it, but I didn't play it on the stream. If it is just another colony sim, it might easily be that I was like, oh, there's nothing interesting enough about this colony sim to be worth a stream. But I could also be wrong about that. It could also be a game I've never played, or a game that actually is really interesting if I got into it. So I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, so we're building our second farm, and we have chopped down our last tree. So once this thing realizes it has no trees around it, we will recycle it. There we go. I think it's when the last piece of wood gets a job to deliver it. That's when it's marked as having nothing. So, all right, let's. Oh, there is a recycle button actually. Okay, cool. So we'll recycle that, and then let's start placing fields. So fields here, fields along there. And I guess we'll just fill in all the available space. We're running pretty low on food again. But it could just be that basically we're sort of in a subsistence economy right now, where we're just making enough food to feed ourselves during the day, during each day, and that's it. I'd like for some of these kids to grow up, so we can get some more adults working in the fields and such. Got 1 person working here, and we are out of wood. So let's... There's so much stuff to forage around here. I don't like the idea of chopping that down. But, oh, actually, you know where I could chop stuff down? The place that I formerly exhausted of wood. So let's build a lumberjack cabin. I'm exhausted of food. Let's build a lumberjack cabin where our old forager hut was. And let's get rid of... Oh, there's one little tree that's starting to grow here. Okay, but whatever. We're recycling it. Okay, so we do have a farmer working this space. And actually, we can probably even the farmers out a little. Oh, wait, no. I thought I had 3 in here. I only had 2. So I don't know how important it is for the farmer to keep maintaining the fields. Like, can I, while the fields are growing, can I just have the farmers go do something else? Can I take down the number of farmers here and have it still work? We get these yellow flowers, which I assume are young tomatoes. Let's fill in this little gap now that the road is gone. And we are running out of food, so let's, come on, hurry up. One thing I should probably do, actually, is build another stockpile, because if the harvest is as big as I'm hoping it is... Oops, wrong button. If the harvest is as large as I'm hoping it is... that's not a great place. Then we'll need space for it. So, yeah, so my goal was that by day 45, I would have, was it 40 tomatoes? Oh no, people are getting hungry. Ah, their happiness is low. All these people, Finley, Ferris, Chloe, Logan, and Evie, they're all hungry. Oh, come on, we're getting so close. I wish I could tell. So each of these is going to make 3 tomatoes. No, that's not what I meant to hit. Let's go with this, because I think... Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't build... Ah, there's a spot I can build a field right there. Okay, let's build another farm. Oh, there's just one stupid tree. Oh, whatever. Is there a way to just cut down one tree? Just like, hey, somebody come cut this tree down. I don't know. Probably not. This isn't the most efficient use of space. Clearly, I should have built these to sort of run up against each other, but whatever. I'm still learning. So let's build another road out a little further, and then I think that's the spot. Well, I need to also have room to get around. So let's make that be the spot where I'm going to build another farm. So I'll get my 3rd farm. We'll satisfy that, and the question is whether I can produce enough tomatoes in the available time. Oh crap, do we have a... Oh, we have a homeless follower. So let's build another modest house. Oh, so I need to... Oh, interesting. So I need to have both... There. We'll do it there. Dan Steven Gaming. No, I can't give you hints about the release date of State of Decay 3. Sorry. That's not within my power. Okay, so we got some red tomatoes here. Does that mean that they're ready to go? Also, do we not have builders? What's going on? Okay, we do have builders. I probably want more workers on this farm, though, to harvest. So let's take down a builder. So we can have 2. So yeah, it looks like it is harvest season. So let's start collecting our tomatoes and see what happens. See what that does to how much food we've got available. Because it feels like we're going to need to really get ahead of, like, because we're going to be putting these tomatoes in stock, but also people are going to be eating the tomatoes. So we need to be making enough tomatoes that we're staying well ahead of people's tendency to eat those tomatoes. Malator asks, will the State of Decay 3 release year start with a 20? I mean, one would hope, right? Okay, we've got a lot of hungry people now. What's going on with my scavenging facilities? They're doing their best, but with the number of people growing all the time, it's causing problems. Come on, everybody. We got a handful of food anyway. This is not happening fast enough. All right, so we've got this, but nobody to work at it. Everything is important. Every job is important. I can't take people off any of these jobs. Actually, let's take somebody off this one. And let them be on that one. And also, I could build another gatherer's hut over here. To gather some of the stuff that's lying around. Or forager's hut, excuse me. Called a forager's hut. I'm going to do that. And see if I can balance things. Here, so yeah, we don't need to build all of these fields yet because we don't barely just have a farmer working there. So let's build this forager's hut here to try to stay ahead of our food needs. Ugh. This one's okay. This one is starting to run dry though. I probably need to go deeper, but if I'm going to go deeper, I think I need to start chopping the wood in this area. Man, it's like everything you can do in this game feels like it could be potentially wasteful. Like, chopping trees costs you potential food. Okay. So we can have 2 workers here now, maybe even 3? We got 1 worker here, 3 here. Let's take 1 down. And looks like we've got an unhappy person. I got to stay ahead of it. So I'm assuming that the unhappiness is probably about the food or maybe the lack of housing. I'm not sure. Are we building this? Oh, are we? Oh, we're not out of wood. Hey, builders, why are you not building this? Oh, probably because they're digging fields. That's why they're not building it. So I had to prioritize it. Yeah, we definitely want to get a house in there. We can probably add a sawmill person back in now that we've collected a bunch of wood. We need some kids to grow up, though. It's taking some time. Need to institute some child labor. So Coalition is doing a poll about when people think State of Decay 3 is coming out, and I am not participating. Okay, so we ended the day. Okay, so people go and they have their breakfast. But I think we have a positive amount of food right now. Okay, cool. We're actually starting to get ahead of the whole food situation. It looks like this farm is not operating at maximum efficiency, though. We do have a house for everyone. Our happiness is climbing. Jerry, what's your deal? What's going to make you happy, Jerry? I'm here for you, Jerry. So it says her happiness is low, but it doesn't tell me why her happiness is low. Okay, so she's sleeping. Oh, maybe it's because she hasn't been sleeping in a house. So maybe the fact that she is now sleeping in a house is going to improve her happiness enough that it'll overcome the problem. Okay, so I'm working people at 3 different farms, which is probably the same as working them at a single farm. But like each of these farms could definitely make use of more people because you can see as we're harvesting this farm, we are not planting new tomatoes. We're only harvesting right now. And so what we want probably is to have enough people either to get through the harvesting pace quickly enough you can plant new tomatoes soon, or I don't know if it would also just, if I had 4 people working here, if it would distribute them between harvesting and planting and have them do both. Look at that. We got 38 food, though. So that is huge from like emptying the larder every single night to suddenly having that much food. And I think it really is like these farms are significantly more productive than than scavenging, than foraging is. So this is making me think, if we're getting ahead of it, maybe I could take down the number of foragers I have and increase the number of farmers that I have. Okay, yeah, so this one is starting to produce tomatoes now. It really takes some time, though. You have to be gathering like crazy while you're building up the wherewithal to be delivering food via farms. Oh, we got unemployed followers. Oh, I think... Okay, so we've already got a sawmill person, so I don't need that. So I guess... Let's add a person here. And add a person here. Or actually, might be smarter, rather than adding a person here, let's add a person here to the mostly unplanted fields. Oh, it says try. Oh, there, we did it! We got it! So we have 3 farms and 50 tomatoes in stock, and we have at least 20 followers and 90% happiness. So we can continue playing if we want to, and just see if we can take this further, and just sort of see, you know, how productive we can make all this. But we have accomplished our objectives. So, awesome! Victory! We've learned how farms work, and specifically, because we were exclusively focused on these farms, we really learned the difference between a foraging economy and an agricultural economy, where, you know, you've got, you know, I was just constantly trying to, I was operating at a subsistence level, chasing the mushrooms through this forest, trying to make it productive, and it was just not working. But then once we actually had our first harvest of tomatoes, suddenly we were on top of things. And that makes a big difference. It really makes me understand the value of farms so that I can kind of plan ahead for how I'm going to use them in future, you know, more complex settlements. So that is awesome. Setia says, happy people get food and sleep. Things like that in most is how it works in most games like this. Yeah, that makes sense. And it also, honestly, kind of underscores for me how important food and sleep are for me. Because, like, last night, I had a kid wake up sick in the middle of the night, and so I didn't get to sleep until, like, 3:30 in the morning. So I'm operating on very little sleep, and that does make me less happy. So I'm kind of proud of this little settlement, but we are going to move on from it. And I'm wondering, what's the right way to leave? I guess probably like this, going to the main menu. Let's have a preview of what the next campaign mission is going to be about. It looks like... Oh, wait, what? We didn't unlock the next one? Oh, crap, hold on. How... Okay, since I said continue playing, did that make it so that I didn't get credit? There we go. I have to actually push this finish level button. And if I don't push the finish level button, it doesn't count. Good to know. Luckily, I did have a way to recover from that. And, oh, that's lovely. So they've got enough tomatoes to have a big festival, and they throw a bunch of lanterns in the air. That's really cool. Again, I just love the way this game sort of frames each of these fairly straightforward objectives in a way that's really sort of satisfying to complete them. Okay, so now that we've gone to the main menu, it's unlocked the next one, which is Big Trouble on Cookie Island? Okay, so we need to survive 35 days and finish with at least 50 followers, and we need to have 40 stones in stock to repair the leader's house. Okay, so... But just, so it's interesting, though, that, like, the optional thing is to have 40 stones. But surviving 35 days with 50 followers is the challenge. So I'm wondering, is there going to be something that I build with stones that is not the leader's house? That is going to be the sort of the linchpin for surviving with that many people. So that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. But I'm not dead certain I have time to complete another mission today during my lunch break, so I think I'm not going to do it right this moment. Oh, hey, Lackenseed says they're only 1,000 channel points away from being able to recommend a game for me to play. So cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have in mind. Oh, La Coalition wants to know my take on the Oscars. You know what? This past Oscars, this is 2023, by the way, if you're watching this later, I thought was really cool. It was phenomenal, actually, how many important awards people won. Like, where you felt like, oh, the narrative around this award is like really, really important to someone, and like, and it paid off. There were only a few that didn't quite pay off the way that I'd hoped, but by and large, it was a really cool, well put together, satisfying Oscars. There are only a couple of awkward bits where like some people that got cut off that I wish they had not cut off, and everything. But yeah, but overall, I thought they one of my favorite things about the show was that each time they were introducing one of the disciplines, they would really show what that discipline did, what it contributed, which is cool. Like give you a sense of like, you know, that editing was actually originally cutting and pasting film together, and they would try to show the difference that editing makes, or the difference that cinematography makes, and they give these very simple examples so that somebody who doesn't really think about film all that much would have something to latch onto to understand what skills the people winning these awards were winning them for. But yeah, I was really entertained by the fact that Everything Everywhere All at Once didn't quite sweep, but almost swept the awards, just because it's the kind of movie where when I heard about it, I was like, oh wow, this will be a weird thing that I and 5 people enjoy, but it's unlikely to be a movie that everyone else pays attention to. The fact that it swept the awards feels like something is changing about the film industry. Like people are starting to see weird, off-kilter stuff as being the stuff that's most valuable to do with movies, and I feel like that's sort of I don't know if it's like playing to sort of a new generation of audiences who are starting to like really sort of think differently about movies, because I'm thinking of things like, you know, Into the Spider-Verse is another one where it's like extremely weird, off-kilter show that fundamentally changed the way that animation is thought of now. It's like a lot of the newer animations that you're seeing trailers for and stuff like that are specifically leaning into you know, approaches to animation that were introduced to larger audiences by Into the Spider-Verse. And so I love so Everything Everywhere All at Once was sort of the Into the Spider-Verse of live action movies, and it's interesting. It's cool to see it making the kind of splash that it is, and I'm really interested in seeing like what the film industry looks like in the future, in which that was the movie that swept the Oscars. All right. Anyway, thank you all for enjoying, you know, this game with me. So I'm assuming you enjoyed it. I certainly have enjoyed it. I'd actually like to come back and play some more Outlanders on the stream in the future. I just don't think I have time to do it right this second. So let's wrap up this episode with a subscribe button and links to other videos. If I do come back and play more Outlanders, I will stick the next video right there so you can find it.